Hello and welcome to Dance Bants. I'm your host, and who am I? Your mum. And today I'm here with Lydia Kivela. Lydia Kivela is a dancer and model specialising in freestyle movement. Her work lives in live performance and digital spaces, and she uses her unique style to encourage others to find theirs. Lydia reps Golden Coastline and House of Silky and has foundations in Vogue Femme, ballet, tap, jazz and popping. Please welcome Lydia Kivela.
Hello.
Where are we?
Can we be like in front of like a nice sunset with like clouds and like baby blue and like lilac and pink? It's like real soft.
What do you reckon?
I reckon people need to stop making fun of feminine movement. Yeah, I don't think it's not a joke. Like you see it in battles all the time, like dudes will like do some like, you know, fake like Vogue or like whacking shit to you and like joke around, and it's kind of like, why are you wasting your round and like both of our times? I don't know, if you're gonna be femme to me, like aim to out femme me. Don't like make fun of our movement. Like, I don't know, you don't see anyone out here, like making fun of the fucking Fresno or like Top Rocks and shit.
Yeah,
but like
right.
Feminine movement, they always got something to make fun of. Like, you know, using your ass and your hips and your tits, like it's something to laugh about, or like flicking your hair, but it's like feminine qualities for some reason, they're like a joke or like negative, like not taken seriously. And I feel like it's like, yeah, little things like that. Or it's like people will laugh if like a dude puts on like a voice.
Yeah, right.
Type thing.
That's so shit sense of humour though.
Yeah, it's so high school.
Good, I reckon. I reckon too.
Sick.
Yeah. Are you afraid of dying?
Maybe like not me personally, but like people around me. Like I feel like I'm recently being like, oh my God, my parents aren't going to be here forever. Sharing space with them and making time to share space with them. But then also like not wanting to do that out of fear of them dying. So like wanting to find the line between like, I genuinely want to spend time with my family because I want to and I enjoy them, not because I'm like being like, fuck, they're not going to be here one day. And then it's like almost like worrying that into existence. I've been like, fuck, if I don't see them soon. And like,
yeah, it's crazy how you do that once you move away. And have you ever shat yourself?
Yes. I can't remember what age, but it was like definitely a single digit. But I was where my mum's from, which is Cocos Islands, and I was with my grandfather. I think I went with him to feed the chickens. And I just remember being there like, I need to shit so bad. But I like, there's nowhere for me to go because home is like a quad ride away. And so I had to wait for him to do his thing. And like I went home with like a little nugget in my pants. I didn't tell anyone. I haven't told anyone till this moment. Fuck.
Wow.
Feels good together.
Yeah. Was it on the quad or was it in the coupe?
It was in the coupe. I still remember the undies I wore. Because, like, at the time, Bants had these, like, little shorts undies.
They got a big line in the back, though. Like, it really cuts in there. I can't wear those.
It make I used to think it made my ass look cute. And I was like, a child, bro. Fuck. Like, trying to be hot in, like, 10's fucking aesthetic group.
What did you do with the nugget? Was it like a dry nugget?
Like, I could just...
Yeah, nah. Have you ever stolen something?
Yes.
Can you speak another language?
No.
Can you play a musical instrument?
Kind of. I like can kind of play the drums and can kind of play guitar.
Sick. Can you sing?
Yes.
Do you have an enemy?
I don't know. Like possibly. But I don't know. Not unconfirmed.
Do you have a big secret?
I wonder this. I don't know. I don't think so.
So many people say that, but I feel like you would know. Like for me, if someone asked me that, it's like, poof, there it is.
True. Well, it makes me smile for some reason, but sometimes I think that I know that I know more than I know on the surface all the time. And I feel like your body can like suppress shit or like make you forget about stuff.
Bruh, isn't it crazy how like you said that you'd never told anyone that story of you shitting yourself? If you don't ever tell anyone, then like it could never have happened. And then how is your brain capable of like containing that particular memory? And it's so useless. And then I can't even like do maths.
And then a lot of it that you like, these thoughts that you have, when like if you ever do end up saying one of them out loud, especially if it's the thoughts that like cook your brain, and then you say it out loud and you're like, why the fuck was I worried? Like when you actually hear it, because it sounds different when you like speak it.
Ballet or jazz?
Ballet.
Wiggles or high five?
High five.
Left turn or left kick?
Turn.
Big show or intimate informal showing?
Am I watching or am I performing?
Up to you.
Big.
Big. Were you watching or performing?
I consider both.
Matt Corby at Splendor in the Grass or Matt Corby at Carol's in the Domain?
I reckon Carol's.
Sick.
Matt Corby at Carol's would be sick. I feel like it would go off harder than Splendor. Yeah, it'd be
wholesome. Yeah or nah?
Nah. I've been saying yeah too easily. Trying to work on saying
yeah. I've interviewed quite a few people who said your name and then couldn't think of anyone else's name. When I was like, who's someone I should have on that does multiple styles or that is like trying to be in like different scenes?
Hectic.
So what do you reckon about that?
I don't know. I think because like I've never tried to be a specific style of a dancer. Growing up and doing like Korean stuff, even that like on a Stedford teams, like you do, like you have like your lyrical, your contemporary, like your novelty, jazz, tap, like all the different routines. So it's just like, I don't know, maybe like being used to already like having to be able to like adapt to like perform in like different genres or areas. When I started freestyling or like I started like kicking it with Golden, I would just like watch them dance and then be here like, fuck, I need to do this, but like we'd be trying to like dance like them and it just like wouldn't work. And like I still didn't even really know how, but like one day I put music on and just like somehow was like, I'm gonna move how I want to move, and like that's how like that started, I guess, and just kind of like kept building off of that. And the more I dance, the more I like can connect things of like where things have come from or like what my intentions might have been there or like who I was like inspired by. I feel like my dancing is very character based.
Cool.
Versus like a style. Like if I'm just trying to do steps, I can't do stuff most of the time. I'm getting better at it these days, but to begin with, like my style is very like demonic and like this, and I feel like that was just like where I was at. Like I was like just coming out of high school, like my head would have been like psycho. So I guess whatever felt good is like what I would like gravitate towards, because even like the boys, as in like Golden, their influence on me was just like them being themselves.
What's it like to be the only girl in a all boys crew?
It has its ups and downs, I guess. When I first became part of Golden, I was in a very different headspace. Like I was 16 and like the stigma growing up as a female is like only room for one queen. Like you want to be the ones that the boys fuck with. So it's just like, okay, I'm the only girl in like an all dude crew. Like there's a bit of like, fuck yeah, like a bit of an ego boost for sure. But then also like I genuinely like love being around dudes. It was sick though, like my senseis, and they really like looked out for me and shit, like taught me a lot, or like at least got like the ball rolling. But I think as I got older and just like, I don't know, becoming more of a woman and really taking into consideration and noticing more the way males behave around me in certain situation, or like regarding like what their intention might be or how it is that they see me. And then when you start seeing that with like your own like mates, like your own fam, it's like a wig out. like back then I just like didn't have the confidence I have now. So I was very like just kind of letting them take the reins, like happy to kind of just like go with the flow. Even though they would like encourage me to speak up, still like you got to like find that within yourself. I'm pretty sure there's a battle that happened in Queensland and some people from Sydney battled in it, and a b-boy from Queensland did some cook shit on the dance floor, like something that shouldn't be like tolerated like anywhere, like specifically to like the female opponent's like crotch area, and then was caught like bragging about it to young teenage boys, like dancers in the scene. People were pissed, obviously, but like all the dudes like missed the point and were like, because I feel like the crumpers were being blamed because they were looking at it as like you're not supposed to touch during a battle, but because there were crumpers battling in all-star battles, I think they must have maybe like let it slip or like something along those lines. But basically I feel like that people were coming for the crumpers, so like missing the point, like just trying to like stick up for the crumpers when like a girl was like sexually harassed, abused, like at a battle, like on the fucking dance floor, and you guys are worried about how the crumpers are being represented over like some rules about a dance battle, like whether or not you can like be touching. Like I feel like that really sparked me to like open this conversation up with the fam, and like, you know, in the group chats, like having the group FaceTimes, and like some of them were like worried that, you know, because they were trying to file complaint about him, like report him to the police, if that's what happens when you file a complaint. Basically the boys are just like freaking out that, you know, he was going to go to jail and all this shit, and like we got to save him, like we got to tell this like lady to not, you know, say anything on behalf of this girl, and like trying to protect this dude for doing something dumb. When like, why has no one, like, I didn't even know what the girl's name was type vibe. Like, why has no one heard anything from the girl, like asked her if she's okay? Like everyone was just like worried about like the dude and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe like you're protecting him right now. And then me having to like pull the like, you know, what if it was me card? And then they'd be like, you know, I'd fucking like bash him. I'm like, okay, so like, why is it because you know me that you want to do something about it? But like, if you don't know the girl, then it's like, fuck, we got to save the dude, because like what, you can't comprehend that like the fuckery is that close to home.
Yeah.
They're like being there, like we need to think of solutions and stuff, and like their solutions was more security. We need more security at battles. And I was like, no, like getting more security is just being like, it's okay to have people do cook shit, because what will have security to escort them out. Like you shouldn't be bringing this in here in the first place.
I would be so frustrated to be the only girl in these situations, because you can't like, it's really hard to explain something on your own.
Yeah.
Someone said to me the other day that all girls should get self-defense lessons. And I was like, you're missing the point.
Like, are you males gonna like fund for it? If that's the case, bro. Trying to have conversations, and it's like you just go from being like so fired up from like how the problem makes you feel to like wanting to like let everyone know like what the fuck is right. And then you realize like, you know, when you have conversations with people that feel the same way about it, you can like bounce back and forth. But when if you're trying to explain it to someone that doesn't even like see your point, let alone wants to even consider it being like valid, it's exhausting. Like having to like convince someone of something that you let know in your fucking core is just like fucked.
What do you reckon about creativity?
It definitely comes in waves, and I just have to like trust that and not force it. I like went to, I want to say it was a development by Zoe Marsh, and they had this concept where they were telling us about, you know, thinking of your creativity as a person or like a living thing, and like what that might look like.
Oh,
you know, and it might not look the same every day.
I just conceived in my mind,
and it might not look the same every day. I want to know this person now.
Oh, it just looked like you know, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, dude. So maybe that's like your creativity at the moment, because then it's like, you know, if your creativity like lives and breathes and you're here being like make something, but it like needs to rest, or like
What?
you know, like are you having enough like life experiences? Because like I feel like if you're not like living life, how are you supposed to create something? Like you can't just be like, I'm just gonna make something every day. Like yes you can, but I feel like it would get a bit like stale.
Can you talk about your Instagram story that said the more of yourself that you accept, the more there is that you need to accept, or something?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I was going through it. I'm always going through it, and like
You're always going through
I'm
it?
always going through
Same.
it. Going through something. It doesn't like you get through this thing and it's like the next thing. It's like it's a game. It's a fucking game. Being like fuck, I just really need to accept myself. Or like, you know, saying yes to stuff because you don't want to make the other person feel bad, or like realizing like who it is, more of who it is that I actually am. So I feel like the more of that I realize, it's just like the more like layers you kind of like peel back. It's like the more you see, the more you see. And so you're just kind of like, fuck. Thought this self-acceptance thing was going to be easy, but it's like everything is just like something to chip away at.
Yeah.
Like just always. You're a different person when you're completely by yourself, right? Because it's just like your energy. So you're all of those versions of yourself. Yeah, I think you're just everything. But then when you try and like narrow it down to one, like I feel like massive identity crisis being like, fuck, like do I want to present more masc or do I want to present more femme?
I have that as well.
Yeah, but it's like I'm working on trying to find the synergy through it, because like we both have.
You find it really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like even right now, you look like the epitome of both.
I appreciate it. Thank you. So I'm definitely working on it. I feel like from the moment you're born, it's like you're almost like a burden on this earth versus a celebration. And then it's go be happy, go make something of yourself.
Yeah.
Type thing, but it's almost like the fact that like you're taking up space is like, it's almost like they're looking at you as if like you should be happy to be here, and like you should be happy to be here, but not like out of fear, out of like, oh my god, fuck yeah, I just like rocked up to this earth, all right, what am I gonna do, who am I gonna be, versus like being like scared into existing.
100. Yeah, wow, that's such a great way to put it. Holy shit. Yeah, you never really feel like, well, I never feel like permission to feel bad.
Yeah.
Or permission to be anywhere either, which I'm starting to realize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
permission
even in
to
a
feel
dance
bad.
studio,
True.
in a commercial class, I don't feel permission to be there, and that's something I'm working on.
Whoa.
But my own issues.
Whoa.
Fuck yeah, a celebration or a burden. True. Okay, it's fully black. What else about dance? Dude, you didn't do full time, did you?
No.
Talk about that.
I just knew that it was like a sus situation. I could just feel it. This doesn't seem like it's going to get me to like where I want to go. Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like you go to full time to then get a contract to go on a cruise ship. That just kind of seemed like a waste. At least for like me personally.
I feel like this is becoming a bit of an anti-full-time podcast, but that is by accident.
It sounds like such a toxic environment, and so many girls just end up like, you know, not dancing afterwards. I feel like so many, like I'll meet girls that are like, you know, the girlfriends of like b-boys or whatever the fuck, like girls I wouldn't think are dancers, and they'll tell me that they used to dance and they went to full-time and they like don't dance anymore. Like what they're preparing you for, it's such like a small sector of like dance, or like what you can do with dance.
Why do you dance?
I have to.
Oh.
We'll definitely go through phases where I might get like a bit busy or lazy or like whatever the case may be, and just like forget to dance and forget that I've forgotten to dance, and I'll feel fucking weird. It's another weird thing. I wonder if like choreo people that don't that like don't make up their own choreo, have never asked themselves how their body wants to move, have never freestyled, but out here claiming like dance is life. Are you feeling the full thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just not enough people thinking for themselves.
Well, yeah, it's scary and it's hard to think for yourself when you live in that dance school life. and that
is fair.
full-time life. It's like everyone's telling you what the shape of best is, and then you're just trying to be that because you don't see the people out there that didn't do full-time and that are successful because of that.
Yeah, it's
not
such
clear.
a separated world, weirdly. And then that again, like I feel like the dance world from like non-dancers is so like separated as well. Like even between like dancers and musicians, at least out here.
Yeah,
which
which is a shame.
It sucks. I don't know if it like has something to do with, I feel like choreography isn't always relatable to rehearse to the point where it's like you don't feel anything watching it. And if you're like a non-dancer, like you might not look at it in the way that actual dancers see dance. Because I feel like I've noticed that I've gotten like a very positive response from non-dancers for my freestyling. But I think it's because they can like somehow like relate.
Yeah.
If more people were just like, you know, dancing how their bodies wanted to move, one, we'll be like fucked. We'd be so crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, even like trickling down to like mental health and the way people like perceive themselves, and like so many people that like wish they could do this or that because like, you know, their body just might not want to move. They haven't been told to in like situations they've been put in or like dance classes that they take in. I just wonder, like people that just do choreo, like, don't you get bored? Yeah. But like, not to say freestyle isn't scary. Like freestyle is definitely scary. And even though I had like 10 dudes like backing me, I was still like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. Was it scary at the start?
Definitely. Because like when you're used to someone telling you what to do, and it's like easy to just like fucking learn a dance from someone and perform it, and like if you do shit, you just like fucked up doing their choreo. Like, you know, like if someone talks shit about the choreo, it's not your choreo. So it's like you're not completely being yourself. So then I feel like you can't fully be exposed like that. So then the moment you're freestyling, it's like, this is all on you. This is your decision. So all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, what do I do?
I know what you haven't talked about, being a Christmas bauble.
Not that long ago. Like literally the Christmas, I want to say the Christmas before COVID. I like had just come back from LA. I blew all my money. Children's entertainment work is always like good for when you need dollars. Said yes to this job. It was like a 3-hour gig. When it's like suit work, normally like you're completely covered in the suit, which is why I took this. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm just gonna walk around as a bauble. No one's gonna know it's me.
Yeah. That's such a sock, dude.
And I get there and like I'm in like a silver morph suit that covers everything but my face. And this like strap on like ball situation and like this massive top hat. I'm here like trying to kickstart my modeling career. Like I was pissed, man. Just like everything but my face was covered. Just me and another bauble. Like, who is thinking of this as entertainment? Like, all right, let's send 2 people out as baubles to walk around Darling Harbour. I got slapped so many times. Dude to just like come up and like hit me in like the stomach. But like, obviously I had like I want to say it's like fiberglass. But still, why just because I've got like a ball around me do you feel you need to hit me right now? Like, I'm still a female under here. Fucking psycho. But yeah.
Oh, it's so much funnier because you're pissed, and it's so much funnier because there's only 2 of you.
Yeah. I'm just glad I wasn't like, I was in like a silver and pink fit. The other chick had a green and like red, like real Christmassy, but she was being all like, Merry Christmas.
Fuck. It's like it'd be cool with a friend,
Yeah.
but with a stranger.
Yeah. With someone you haven't met before, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
That's a test. You probably grew a lot from that.
At more like store places, when you're like, you know, being like a Ninja Turtle or like Bananas in Pajamas or something, you got parents and kids running after you, bro, being like, please, can we just get a photo? Can we just get a photo? And they're like running and like trying to get a photo with you. Like they like get so excited. But like I've seen parents like use their kids to knock other kids out the line. If it's like coloring in, you got kids that'll come over and be like, can I take like 15 for my cousins? I'm like, babe, like it's for who's here and who's not.
Do you feel like claustrophobic and in danger in the suit, or do you feel really liberated?
I've only been in 2 suits and the bauble outfit just because normally I'm too tall to be in the suit. So normally I'm like the minder.
Oh, okay.
Or I'll like work in like the crafts place. Yeah, like we can't just send someone out in like a bananas in pajamas costume and be like, all right, be back in 20, bro. The bananas in pajamas costume I walk because it's so like massive. You'd have to like bend down like completely horizontal to get through doorways. And like them jobs that you do like after like a bender. And then you just be there the next day like them ones.
Well, I feel like we've yapped it out.
I also feel like we've yapped it out.
Do you have any final words?
Will I ever be back?
Sure. If you like, do you want to be back?
I'd love to be back like again one time.
Yeah, sick. That's the end. Thanks, Lydia.
Thanks, Mom.